What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to an all-new Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4, where we are continuing our conquest as the French Empire, and luckily enough, Charles de Gaulle himself is leading the charge as a level 6 general, and we are kicking butt and taking names inside Italy. Now, I'm not sure how well the Allies are doing inside Greece, but I believe my #1 priority, if I could somehow knock Italy out of the war, I am going to be getting a significant boost to my economy and my military production. So that means all I really need to do is basically just build synthetic refineries to continually improve my economy. I wish I didn't close that newspaper article. I was kind of in the middle of a tangent, but we have just conquered Rome, and it was basically trying to say that Mussolini did escape. I'm very sad about that. But any moment now, I believe... Oh, wow, the United States has landed in Genoa. I don't know how long they'll last. But we are definitely making significant strides. We are now going to push into northern Italy. Whoops, these are the wrong units. Sending in Charles de Gaulle. This man is an absolute genius when it comes to military tactics, which I'm happy about. But then again, he's been in so many different wars. You know, over time, you would expect to gain a lot more experience. We are now going to be building more and more mechanized, which we need oil for, which I guess we are going to be taking from the United States. And all I need to do is build up synthetic refineries, so then I don't need to really take it from them anymore. And I feel like we're also going to throw up another synthetic refinery to the top of this queue. This radar station inside Sardinia is about to be done. It's going to go from this to that, which is very good. I don't really know if Germany is really putting up much of an air battle. I don't think so, because I believe we have now reached a turning point in the campaign where the Axis are eventually going to fall. I mean, don't get me wrong, we've taken over all of Italy. We've taken over all of Spain. We are now taking over all of Italy. And then all we need to do is move on down into Yugoslavia. And we're going to be doing very, very well. Sadly enough, I really wanted this province, but I guess the United States is going to take Piedmont. Excuse me. I sound like a seal. I'm getting over the flu, and for some reason it's just not going away. Oh, wow. What a significant encirclement. All of these units are just going to wither away. Let's try to go ahead and pressure wherever we can. We're going to attack from all different sides, and so, yes, morale is going to drop. Resources are going to drop. All 7 of these need to just move on through. But taking Bologna would be really awesome, because then we would get a lot of military factories. And let's see how many civilian factories were inside Rome. About 5, so not a bad amount by any means. Any second, these mountaineers are going to drop all of these. And wow, look at that overrun. Oh my goodness. How many units did they lose? They had about 2.3 million casualties. Now they have 2.9. Oh my gosh. Well, Italy is just about done for. I feel like what we need to do is try to take Milan, and then all of these Italian troops. I don't really want to fight them, but I might have to. Let's go ahead, take Venice. I'm moving you up. I'm moving all of you over. And any moment now, we are definitely going to be continuing pushing. I wonder if there's any better air bases anywhere. 600 planes, 1,600. Let's go ahead and bring them down to Latium. And they're doing the same job, just a little bit closer. I don't know if they're going to be any more efficient. Probably not. Ah, we have free military factories once again. Let's begin pumping out more and more mechanized. Sadly, we now need more oil. Probably should have seen that coming. We are literally giving the United States 30 civilian factories just for all of their oil. And if we would start building our own, this would be significantly easier. Okay, we're pushing into Venice, making strides towards Milan.
Pareil.
And what's cool is we didn't really have to, you know, sacrifice any of our mountaineers, so I am incredibly happy about that. And I am still working on a lot of additional mobile warfare land doctrines, and it's only going to get better with the amount of tactics that we're going to be improving, a lot of additional organization, recovery rate, and breakthrough. Okay, all that's left is Milan. Let's try to continue the push. All of these units can move on that way. And eventually we're going to take Venice as well. I don't even know if we need to take Milan. All we probably need to do is take Venice, because it's 10 victory points. Okay, an additional 4 tanks moving on into Milan from a different direction.
En arrière. Écoutez.
Alright, we're now attacking from 3 different directions. And there is really no way that they are going to... Now 4 different directions. I don't think they can really break through. Excuse me, I don't think they're going to be able to hold the line. We are going to absolutely dominate. I hope the United States doesn't get all this territory, because I would be incredibly sad. I wonder if I could do this real quick. And you know what? I also wonder if we could somehow separate Milan from all of these units. They would probably lose attrition. All right, moving on into Venice. I would like this airfield, but it's in the mountains. Okay, we have roughly 881 medium tanks. Italy has capitulated. Did the United States gain this territory? They own Do I own Genoa? Yes, No. The United States owns Genoa. But that doesn't make any sense at all. I own... Whatever. Okay, so our new goal is to go ahead and take all of our mountaineers. Ooh, the German Reich has a tank left. Let's go ahead and remove that. And my new goal is to go ahead and create a nice fallback line, at least for now, inside northern Italy. And our tanks are going to get there much faster than our mountaineers, and all we got to do is dig in for the time being. Do we have enough cavalry units to do their job? Probably not. But all we need to do is basically remove the suppression, or add suppression to the Italian Empire. We need 23, and we have 26. I would absolutely like to improve our military police's effectiveness. But we've just gained a lot of additional civilian factories. A lot of these are probably going to be thrown towards, synthetic refineries, so we don't have to trade for as much. All 20 of these. Let's actually go ahead and do something like, well, I don't know if we need to. Let's take all 20 of these mountaineers, and what we're going to do is create a fallback line inside the mountains. So eventually when we arrive into northern Italy, I don't think the Germans are going to push there, because we do have armored divisions currently just sitting down. Okay, all of our Marines can probably go ahead and remove this naval invasion. And I'm guessing what I want to pick on now is Yugoslavia. I don't really want to attack Germany just yet, but we have an incredibly powerful economy with a lot of military factories and civilian factories. But I believe the most powerful country in the world right now is the Soviet Union. Technically, all they need to do is build up more and more civilian factories. But they're just not really working on it. They have so much manpower on the ground. And all they are doing is just stockpiling equipment. The Soviet Union declared war on Iran. So I guess Iran is no longer going to become democratic. They are instead going to become communist. But that was a very good move on their part. And they've declared war on Afghanistan. So the idea is the Soviet Union is now going to have access to all of the world's oceans and trade routes. But Iran is not really the most infrastructurally sound area. It's basically a big desert in this time period. Yeah, a lot of really poor infrastructure. Okay, so all of our mountaineers are they've basically arrived. We have now finished up concentrated industry. I feel like we should go ahead and get decryption. It's not 1944. Better artillery would be nice. I would absolutely like to begin working on this. 500 days from now, though. Right when we get to 1945, we would basically be ready. Well, actually, yeah, about then. I don't know if that's really the best option. Let's go ahead and get better logistics companies, and then we could go ahead and get better signal companies. Our next priority is to go ahead and delete the front line. I hope this is the right one. But let's go ahead and do a fallback line once again with all of our mountaineers. So then they will never leave this area. And now what I want to do is create a front line, which I guess we can't move any farther. Is this Greece? Who owns this? Yugoslavia. Well, I guess what we're going to do is we're going to try to gain a lot of planning speed. And we're going to do an additional offensive line. And so that's going to be our goal. In a second, we're going to get a lot of planning preparation, and all we're really doing is just waiting. Ooh, we have no mountaineers here. That makes me incredibly nervous. But at least one has finally arrived. We are digging on into the mountainous terrain, which I am happy about. It says we're losing. The United Kingdom is pushing once again. But our economy has grown significantly. We are building a lot more synthetic refineries, and every day that goes by, we're going to be gaining a significant amount of planning preparation. Wow, 2% a day. Normally it's about 1% a day. But not only do we have mobile warfare, but we have a lot of initiative. We no longer need to exercise Philip Leclerc's army. And I think what I would like to do, I mean, having more initiative would mean a heck of a lot more planning preparation. All of these mountaineers are no longer necessary, so I'm guessing what we can do is create an incredibly small, fallback line inside all of these forts. For some reason, if the Germans ever do flank through into Italy, we are going to have a small amount of mountaineers able to protect us. We have really no other place to put them. Okay, we have roughly 704 medium tanks. So, sadly enough, it looks like we're losing more medium tanks a day than we are producing for some reason. Hopefully this will go up, but I'm thinking this number is inaccurate. Yep, so the number is going up, but, our efficiency is not that great. But at least we are building the Mach 3 variant and the Series A, so we put a lot of investing of army experience into our tanks. We only have 584 mechanized, and I believe that we need roughly, for one mechanized unit, we need about 50 times 3, about 30, so 1,500, and we are incredibly... Oh, no, that was way too many. Where did that go? So all we want is one mechanized. Yep, so I was right. It was 50 mechanized per division, and we need 1,500 in total. So we only have 634 in storage, and we need 866 more. But obviously we need about 3,000, whereas these mechanized are just producing so slowly. But they're going to be really powerful, I promise. And it's going to save us a lot of manpower. A lot of fighting taking place, which is absolutely fine. We're gaining a lot of experience, and sadly, it looks like we are also taking attrition, which I was not really expecting. But any moment, once Yugoslavia capitulates, I will probably then push on through to Bulgaria, and then into Romania, and then into Hungary, and then I'll probably do some sort of line like this. I could go ahead and produce more units, I just don't know if it's necessary. It looks like the United Kingdom is liberating the Netherlands and the United States. I don't know how well this will work. But our economy is growing. Ah, the Germans did break through. I'm very sad about this. And it's because we didn't really have any defenses.
Gardez vos rangs.
Well, can I do anything? I probably could take these red units.
Gardez vos rangs.
Well, that's far.
Attention.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split these in half and create a new front line like this and put them all there. And we're going to activate both plans. And I'm wondering how many units that we're actually losing right now, because this could be very devastating. A lot of Germans pushing on through. And another thing I'm wondering, if we look at the German Reich, they are currently in service by requirement, but if they eventually switch to all adults serve as a new conscription law, you know, their factory output is going to absolutely be devastated. Let's go ahead and send in some tanks. Hopefully we can try to be a little bit more successful in our endeavors. We're pushing into a mountainous terrain. And you know what? I feel like we should also go ahead and build up some incredibly small, you know, forts just to hold the line. I don't really plan on doing any invasions into the Alps anytime soon. And all we gotta do is hold the line. Which doesn't look like it's moving all that well. But all of our medium tanks are doing well. We are still building a significant amount of medium tanks every day, and it looks like it's still going up. And you know what I probably should do? I would like to go ahead and take 4 of these units. And we're going to throw them on to Maxim's Wagon's front line. If I can figure this out correctly. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Your entire goal is to basically be thrown into these 17 divisions. And all we need to do is take this one property, or this one area. And it looks like we're being successful in our pushes. And then just hold the line.
Attention.
We've got 12 medium tanks, and we are taking South Tyrol. And of course, I wouldn't mind getting a land fort there as well. Let's throw that to the very top. Some are being built, some are not. But these are level 1 forts, so they are incredibly cheap and not necessarily the most effective. Ah, did we lose another area? Yes, we did. Okay, we have a new plan. All of you need to go here. Okay, and we're building up some medium, level 2 forts eventually. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I'll throw all of these to the top. And then we'll start building our better economy. So having a negative 30% bonus rather than a negative... Wow, these guys are lacking a lot of supply. And why is this? Is it because we are missing infrastructure, or is it because... Let's look at our resources. So what's the area? We just need to go ahead and repair Veneto and South Tyrol. Push that to the top. That was the wrong one. Veneto Naval Base could be repaired. South Tyrol needs to be repaired, and Veneto's infrastructure. I'm hoping that'll be exactly what we need. And I feel like I'm also going to go ahead and start working on construction repair. So the amount of factory repair speed that we throw out is 50% better, but we get a lot of better repairing as well. I feel like I probably need more infrastructure as well. But all of our medium tanks are pushing on up. All of our mountaineers are incredibly weak, which is not good either. But we are fighting hand over fist. Oh, you know what we could do? Because this guy is actually a field marshal, we probably could just take all of these guys and throw them on in. I can't believe I forgot about that. I was trying to have 24 units. And I'll throw these guys in here. But everybody's leveling up. We've got a lot of air experience. I feel like what we could do is move these planes into the Alpine region. Or we could go ahead and throw in a lot of... we have about 500 close air support. And we could throw in about 300 planes. Actually, we have a lot more than that. Let's throw in about 500. So, air superiority and close air support. So, we definitely should be doing significantly better in this region. But obviously, those planes are going to take some time to get there. Alright, medium tanks are pushing. And not doing well. Are we running out of equipment? No. We have a lot of support equipment. We have a lot of infantry equipment. Though I feel like this number is dwindling. But I believe the German Reich, they are losing a lot of units. At least I hope so. I'm sure our Mountaineers could be doing significantly better. Maxine here is an old guard, so the leadership experience is significantly less. Alright, we are repairing the infrastructure. We are repairing the naval base, which I'm guessing is in Venice. Yes, and then we're going to get a lot more supplies. But all we need to do is take this area. We're getting pushed back. I wonder if I could throw in more medium tanks. No, we are actually losing a significant amount of medium tanks. So if we lose Italy, this could be dangerous. You know what I could do is I could throw down some forts like this and just hold the line until we basically regrow our numbers. I don't know if I want to do that. But we're definitely getting pushed back here. You know what? We're going to have to do that. Let's go ahead and cancel all of these forts. And what we're going to do is basically build forts like this. Well, being on the other end of this river would be nice. So we're going to do it like this. I have no idea how well it's going to work. So all we got to do is build about level 4 forts in all of these regions. Put all of them up. And those should be built fairly quickly. And I thought we had a healthier economy, but we don't. And I guess, I don't know if we're going to be able to hold this line. But the Germans aren't holding out that well. I would like to see how close they are. So they've still got about 2 million manpower. And I believe the eventually all-adult serve is going to absolutely tank the amount of production they can throw out. Okay, so all of our tanks are lacking attrition, and they're fighting in the mountains, which is dangerous. But we are building some level 1 forts. Ace Pilot has been promoted. All we need to do is take this area. Which it says we're winning. I don't know how long that'll last. Recon Company 3 has been unlocked. I feel like getting initiative is going to be another priority, and then maintenance companies. Well, it says we're winning this fight. I don't really feel like we are. The tactics are continually changing, and the Germans are losing a lot of supply as well. But just in case, we are building a small fallback line. Yeah, the Germans are pushing on through. Construction, rank 5 has been unlocked. Better excavation might be a good opportunity, but let's go ahead and start working on Maintenance Company 2, just to be safe. We've only got about 200... Ooh. We lost a lot of units. What did we lose? We lost 1 unit of tank, which is absolutely terrible. So let's go ahead and build that again. And I guess what I'm going to have to do is create a fallback line where all of my forts are being constructed. And we're going to lose Venice. I'm very sad about that, but I guess that's going to happen. And then here comes the fallback line. Now, it is across a river, so I think they're going to lose a lot. This can go down, this can go down. All of our forts. So we've got level 1 forts. We're about to have level 2 forts. But then again, some of these areas didn't have forts at all. We are now in negative, we have negative amounts of tanks. So that's not good. So improving their armor might be a good idea. Wow, we are lacking so much tungsten. And I feel like that's exactly what happened. So the United States is not exporting any tungsten anymore. So can I get some from Portugal? I can get some from the Soviet Union. I can get some from Australia. How much do I need? 50 now. Oh my goodness. We are going to be getting a little bit more from the US. I need 26. Get some from Greece. Get some from the UK. Get some from Argentina. Now down to -8. I guess we could grab some from New Zealand. And we can grab some from Mexico. And one from Belgium. So we now have a surplus of tungsten. I'd like my civilian factory back. And now we have now we don't have a surplus. Okay, so if I could somehow just research modern tanks, I would do significantly better. Yeah, it looks like the Axis is, finally pushing us back. And sadly, there's nothing I can really do except fortify my position. It looks like I lost 2 units of Mountaineers. I don't really have any other units as far as I can tell. And all they're doing is not only gaining... we're lacking supplies. Can I do anything? Not really. And you know what the bad part is we're in the wrong area for supply. I hope this isn't the case. And for some reason, we do not have a single tank or Mountaineer unit inside our fort. Oh my goodness, this is just impossible. If we lose Italy, this could be absolutely devastating. I don't even know what to do. Let's go ahead, bring back all of our tanks here. I don't know. We're just lacking supplies. So what if I did something like this? Put all of our tanks there, even though they are slowly taking their time. And we need this you know what we could do? We could take one of these tanks, put him on down, and now all 24 of you will go here. So it is going to take some time. That is absolutely fine. But Germany is pushing on through. I don't know if I need these anymore when we can get more oil. So let's remove 2 additional oil refineries. That is way too many. I need 248. Wow, what is happening? So that should be good. -7. I was so close. Okay, so now what's happening? We've gained... So because we're not trading for as much oil, we're going to be getting a healthier economy. But we've been trying to build up our economy for quite some time. And don't get me wrong, it's working. But a coup in Romania, ooh. Now, don't get me wrong, it's working, but it could be significantly better. All of our tanks are now making their way on back. They're hopefully gaining some supplies. And, they're eventually going to be building a lot more medium tanks. We're down 1.4 thousand. Oh, that's bad. That is so bad.
Attention.
Why are these guys taking their sweet time? All of these Mountaineers can go ahead and create a front line. have no idea if it's going to be a good front line at all. I should probably get about 8 units of Mountaineers to protect this frontier. And one thing I'm curious about, we have so many United States and United Kingdom forces that why don't they just push on through? I get that they're all infantry, but I'm fighting a war all by myself here. And this is looking dangerous. So all I need are roughly 1.4 thousand tanks, and I feel like just to be safe, I wish I could go ahead and make some defensive perimeters in Campania, and I feel like that's actually the best thing to do. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to actually push all of these to the top. These can be deleted. And I'm gonna... I have no idea. I'm gonna try to take 12 Mountaineers and throw them on down. We might lose all of Italy, which makes me incredibly nervous. All of our actual tanks are now going to be creating a fallback line inside this territory, once again, because we do have level 6 forts. They're going to be gaining a lot more manpower and equipment. I also feel like all of these units need to go ahead and create a fallback line here. And don't get me wrong, we're going to change this in time. But there is no way we could stop this German aggression. But I think we can outproduce them once they go ahead and they start losing so much manpower. As you can see, they've already dropped down about 1 million manpower. So they're definitely losing a lot of troops.
Attention.
But all of our armored divisions have retreated back to France, which is very, very sad. I now want to go ahead and take these Mountaineers out of here. And we're moving very, very slowly. And we've got a lot of really low organization. Are we missing any units? Not really. Let's keep retreating if we can. Into Milan. And what I'm now going to do is actually remove both of these lines.
Attention.
And the Mountaineers, their #1 goal is to go ahead and create the same fallback line inside these mountains. So that way they will absolutely never, ever, ever get destroyed. And I do want to go ahead and take all of these tanks. And well, once our Mountaineers come down, we're gonna send our tanks into convoys, and we're then going to be fortifying this position. We've already got level 1 forts, and we're then gonna just go ahead and keep pushing. I don't think it's gonna be too hard to reconquer all of Italy. I mean, look at the amount of attrition that everybody is taking. That's absolutely insane. We're down to 172,000 manpower. We have 15,000 motorized equipment. Yeah, we're only producing 1 a day. I don't even think we need that. We need more tungsten, though. And nobody has any to trade, or wants to trade. We could get more from Portugal and the United Kingdom, but it's really just not worth it. Okay, so how many medium tanks are we missing? A significant amount. 58 days worth. I feel like we absolutely need to start working on this modern tank. Oh my goodness, this episode is 33 minutes. Well, thank you all for joining me. Hope you all have an awesome day. I will see you in our next adventure.